Greetings, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the Casual Collector. And in this segment of Sectaurs, Warriors of Symbion, I am showcasing Prince Dargon from Nacelle. Yes, folks. I think you heard me in my last video with our girl Stellara. If you ever wanted something to scale so badly with another line of figures to scale so badly with another scale of figures, well, this is one of them. I really wanted them to be of the same size as our Masterverse figs, and you know what? At least it might come a little close. Might. They may be a little bit on the shorter side, but still. Mattel should have bought the licenses to make this, but the problem is this wasn't successful the first time around either, which makes me sad because I wanted them. Especially those bugs. Dargon, Symbion's mightiest hero, as Prince of the Shining Realm. Dargon has sworn an oath to protect his people at any cost. On the distant planet Symbion, the genetic experiment fails. Frightening changes take place that cannot be stopped. The results of world where insects grow to alarming proportions, and the inhabitants have taken on the awesome characteristics of insects, where the noble citizens of the Shining Realm are locked in mortal combat with the denizens of the Dark Domain. Telepathically bonded in combat, Sectaur warriors join with their insect companions in the ultimate battle for survival. The battle is now in your hands. They look like strong hands. Anywho, let's take them out of the package real quick. Here we go. And here we go. Yeah, he's kind of on the skinnier side of things. Definitely needs... Let's see. Yeah. When hanging out with He-Man suns him pretty bad. Comes with a sword, shield, and his two pistols, one for each of you. Yeah, so yeah, he's got his sword kind of bent. Nothing that a heat gun can't solve for a little bit, right? Shield, two of the same exact pistolas, right? His hands really don't have that much. They're looking pretty basic, pretty much looking like the same figure from back in the day, which seemed more advanced back then compared to, its peers back in the day. Because it got, well, to be fair, I don't remember anymore if they had elbow articulation back then. But yeah, at least this got some of that articulation. Hip. It doesn't have hip swivel though. It's just, hip articulation. So yeah, no hip swivel, no boot swivels, nothing. Just pretty basic. Pretty basic. And I think this is his gun with the magazine facing up. It's kind of confusing, but it makes sense. There you go. Got a shield and a sword. Excuse me. I kind of really wish that he had a scabbard of some sort, or else you're just not going to be able to use the shield, right? But who uses a... Well, I guess he can use it. Let's skip this. We're going to give him the sword here and the shield here. And see where that goes, right? Ugh, head. Yeah, there's no going up and down with the head. It's just kind of, yeah. Well, yeah, you can't really do too much of the hip. It's just kind of, it's a little too basic, guys. I can see why they probably didn't do the line anymore, but it would have made sense if they could do this and at least still fit the uh, the bug, sit on the bugs. I'm hoping Nacelle redoes this entire line to match the aesthetic scale, a more advanced stuff. Well, nostalgia is cool, but in this case, you know what I mean? This is more of a let's pick up the slack and do, technology. Like if you want to go old school, fine, but at the same time, I think you got to give it a more updated look. You know what I mean? Now, of course, if this is their origins line, then yeah, then cool. But I'm hoping that they do something along the lines of what Masters does, unless they get sued. That's probably the only thing stopping them. But I don't really see that way. But yeah, at least him and Webstar could be enemies. And when I get a buzz off, him and Buzzed Off could be like homies and stuff. But yeah, he's kind of small, very in comparison to the Masters. You know what I mean? So I wish they did made him just a little bit more beefy. Just ever so slightly, more. This is him with his girl, or I don't even know if they're what relationship they have, but I imagine that she's part of his squad in some capacity, right? Yeah, Shield's kind of just whatevs. But at least we could give him his rifle. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, cool. Awesome. All right. Well, see, T-Man hella towers over them, but because he's the 40th anniversary, but it looks like the others will scale sort of to a degree, like, but seem kind of shorter. You know what I mean? I think I need a Prince Crystar so that they would scale, because Prince Crystar is more of a Marvel Legends fig. Maybe they could hang out and they might be of the similar scale. You know what I mean? But the He-Man guys super tower. Sun these guys in a way. They make them look very small. But it makes sense as they are small, I guess, or can be. I don't know. Just kind of wish that they had the same scale, or at least get their bugs so that we could ride them and it wouldn't matter, because them on their bugs is where what I'd have them be on, and then tearing through all of Eternia. You know what I mean? All right, folks. Well, final thoughts on this. It's super basic, but I got it for super cheap. You know what I mean? Like, you really don't got ankle rockers and heels like or nothing. Like, advances is all so very rudimentary, and for the asking price, it's probably not worth it. You know what I mean? Unless this is just for nostalgia's sake, then it's a win. But kids these days, I think they would, for the $30 that they would require something more along the $25 price point. I think they want something with the articulation, advanced kind of technology that the GI Joe classified line, Marvel Legends, and Masterverse kind of stuff does. Right? This a little too basic, folks. Nacelle, let's ramp it up. All right, folks, that is all I got for this segment of Sectaurs Warriors of Symbion by Nacelle, the Dargon, Prince Dargon edition. I'm your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector. And until the next video, folks, ciao.